All right, so we'll get started in child's pose. Touch your big toes together toward the back of your mat. Widen your knees out to the width of your mat. Walk your arms forward, rest your forehead on your mat, and sink your hips back to your heels. Begin to settle into your space here. Bring your attention to your breath. A nice deep breath in through your nose. Loud breath out through your mouth. Now take another deep breath in through your nose. Fill up your belly, fill up your chest. Now this time, seal your lips and exhale back out your nose. Continue breathing here like this, in and out your nose. With every inhale, finding length throughout your spine. And every exhale, sinking your hips closer down toward your heels. Take one more deep breath in. One more deep breath out your nose. Your next inhale, rise up to a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees, gaze between your palms. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly down toward the ground, lift your gaze to the wall in front of you. Exhale, cat pose, curl your spine up, gaze between your thighs. Inhale, cow pose, drop your belly, expand through your collarbones. Exhale, cat pose, press the earth away, find space along the back of your spine. And return to a neutral tabletop, gaze straight down between your hands. Inhale, tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog, send your hips up and back. First down dog applies. You can take your time to settle into this position. Maybe bend into one knee, bend into the next. Feel the stretch along each calf and each hamstring. Bring your attention to your hands. Spread your fingers out really wide. Press evenly between both hands. Now spin your triceps to the wall behind you. Find as much length throughout your spine as possible. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Step your feet behind your wrists at hip width distance. Drape your torso over your thighs. Option to grab for opposite elbows. Maybe sway side to side. Let your head hang down heavy. Maybe nod your head yes. Drop your arms down to the ground. Toe heel your feet together to touch. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up to stand. Stack one vertebrae on top of the next. And when you get all the way up to the top, lift your arms up overhead and press your palms together overhead. Now slightly draw your fingertips along the ceiling. Very gentle back bend here with your arms up overhead. Now on your next exhale, bring your arms out to a goal post. Maybe deepen this back bend just a little bit. Inhale, return your arms up to center. Exhale, Samastitihi, drop your hands to your heart. You can flutter your eyes closed or soften your gaze down to the tip of your nose. Let's take one breath together. Take a deep, full breath in through your nose. Deep, slow breath back out through your nose. Flutter your eyes open, drop your arms to your sides. Inhale, mountain pose, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. Option to bring a slight bend to your knees here if that's more accessible. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs. Shift your weight forward to the ball mounds of your feet. Take a breath in. Exhale, high plank. Plant your palms, step your feet back. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your heels over your toes. Inhale, shift 2 inches forward. Exhale, low plank, lower down halfway. Keep your elbows pinned into your sides. Option to take these on your knees. Inhale, upward facing dog. Flip to the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze to your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your back. Exhale, forward fold. Release down. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands together at heart center. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Ride your breath all the way down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Press your palms to your shins or thighs. Exhale, high to low plank. Lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your thighs up off of the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, forward fold. Step between your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Neutralize your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Bend down. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, hands together at your heart. Drop your arms down. Inhale, mountain pose. Reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Hinge from your hips down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out. Exhale, high to low plank. Step your feet back. Flow through a chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Send your hips a little bit higher. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Ground down through your left palm. So press your left palm into the ground. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your right arm up toward the ceiling. Squeeze your inner thighs toward one another. Pull your left hip back in line with your right. Take a breath in. Exhale, horizon lunge. Roll to the knife edges of both feet, to the outer edges of both feet, and reach your right arm to the wall behind you. Squeeze your inner thighs together. Lift your hips up a little higher to accentuate this stretch in your outer hip. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your right arm up. Exhale, low lunge. Drop your right hand. Big transition here. Press all of your weight down into your right foot. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Press yourself up. Really big balance challenge here. So take that transition as slow as you need. Flex your left toes up toward the ceiling. Good, Sam. Squeeze your right glute. Take a breath in. Exhale, figure four. Lift your left ankle up and over your right thigh and sit down into your hips. Take just a moment here to sink back into this stretch along your outer left hip. Maintain a nice neutral spine. Avoid hunching over. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Reach your arms up. Exhale, slowly hinge back to a low lunge. Step your left leg all the way to the back of your mat and drop your palms. Now inhale, star pose. Spiral open, heels in, toes out. Straighten out both legs. Exhale, horse pose. Sink your hips down, hands together at heart center. Press your palms on your inner thighs. Hinge your torso slightly forward. We'll take some shoulder dips here. Take a breath in. Exhale, drop your left shoulder down. Inhale, center. Exhale, drop your right shoulder down. Inhale, center. Exhale, dip your left shoulder. Inhale up to center. Exhale, dip your right shoulder. Good, now come back to center, hands together at your heart. Sink as deep down to this horse as you can. If your tailbone is sticking out a little bit, just shorten your stance and lessen the lessen the lunge in your legs. Now inhale, star pose, expand. Exhale, warrior two. Bend into your right knee, point your right toes forward, and parallel your back foot with the short end of your mat. Gaze over your top hand, energetically reach your arms in opposite directions. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm up and back, little to no weight in your back hand. Maintain the bend in your right knee. Take a breath in. Exhale, high to low plank. Cartwheel your arms down to the ground. Step your right foot back. Flow through your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Send your hips up and back. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your left leg between your palms. Ground down to your right palm this side. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling. Press as much weight down into your left heel as you can and energetically press up through the back ball mound of your right foot. Take a breath in. Exhale, horizon lunge. Roll to the outer edges of both feet. Reach your left arm to the wall behind you. Continue to press the ground away with your right palm. Feel the stretch along your outer left hip. Inhale, easy twist. Reach your left arm up. Exhale, low lunge. Drop your left palm. Now here's this big transition. Ground down to your left heel. Drag your right foot forward. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Slowly rise all the way up. Lift your right knee up in line with your hips. Flex your right toes toward your face. Spiral your pinkies inward toward one another. Take a breath in. Exhale, figure four. Hook your right ankle over your left thigh and sit back into your hips. Take a few breaths to sink into this stretch. Really press your right knee down toward the ground to further open up through your hip. Inhale, one-legged mountain, rise back up. Now slowly with control on your exhale, hinge all the way down, step your right leg back and drop your palms to the ground for a low lunge. Good. Inhale, warrior, or inhale, star pose rather. Spiral open, heels in, toes out, expand through your chest. Exhale, horse pose, sink down into your hips. Maintain a really straight spine here. Stack your shoulders directly over your hips. Inhale, star pose, reach your arms up. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your left leg, point your left toes to the wall in front of you. Press your front knee to the outer edge of your front foot, and then drag your right shoulder over your right hip point. Good. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your left arm up and back, high five the back wall with your left palm. Take a breath in. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left leg back, flow through whichever variation of high to low plank you choose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. All right, let's flow through this Sun-B, linking breath to movement. Inhale, kick your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your hands. Ground down through your left palm. Inhale, easy twist, reach your right arm up. Exhale, horizon lunge, roll to the outer edges of your feet, reach your right arm behind you. Inhale, easy twist, right arm up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your right palm, big transition. Inhale, one-legged Tadasana, take it as slow as you need. Rise all the way up, lift your left knee up in line with your hip. Exhale, figure four, left ankle over right thigh, sit your hips back. Inhale, one-legged mountain, left leg rises. Exhale, low lunge, take it slow, step your left leg back, plant your palms to frame your foot. Inhale, star pose, spiral open, heels in, toes out. Exhale, horse pose, sink down into your hips. Inhale, star pose, rise up. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your right leg, gaze over your top hand. Inhale, reverse warrior, maintain the bend in your right knee. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your foot between your hands, ground down through your right palm. Inhale, easy twist, reach your left arm up. Exhale, horizon lunge, roll to the knife edges of both feet. Inhale, easy twist. Exhale, low lunge, plant your left palm. Ground down through your left heel. Inhale, one-legged mountain, slowly rise up, lift your right knee in line with your hip. Exhale, figure four, lift your right ankle over your left thigh, sit back into your hips. Inhale, one-legged mountain, rise back up. Exhale, low lunge, slowly step your right leg all the way back, frame your foot with your hands. Inhale, star pose, spiral open. Exhale, horse pose, sink down, heels in, toes point out. Inhale, star pose, expand. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, high five the back wall with your front palm. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left leg back. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge, step your right foot between your palm, ground down through your left palm. Inhale, easy twist, reach your right arm up. Exhale, horizon lunge, roll to the outer edges of your feet. Inhale, easy twist. Exhale, low lunge, plant your right palm. Inhale, one-legged mountain, lift your left knee up in line with your hips. Good, exhale, figure four, left ankle over right thigh. Inhale, one-legged mountain, rise up. Exhale, low lunge, gently step your left leg back, lower your palms down. Inhale, star pose, spiral open. Exhale, horse, sink your hips down, heels in, toes out. Inhale, star pose, reach up. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your right knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your right foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog, straighten through your arms. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Ground down through your right palm. Inhale, easy twist, left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, horizon lunge, roll to the outer edges of both feet, left arm back. Inhale, easy twist, left arm up. Exhale, low lunge, plant your left palm, ground down through your left heel. Inhale, one-legged mountain, reach your right knee up in line with your hip. Exhale, figure four. Sit your hips back, feel the stretch on your outer right hip. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Exhale, low lunge, slowly hinge back, step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Inhale, star pose, spiral open. Exhale, horse pose, heels in, toes out, flat spine. Inhale, star pose. Exhale, warrior two, bend into your left knee. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your left palm up and back. Exhale, high to low plank, cartwheel your arms down, step your left foot back. Inhale, upward facing dog, flip the tops of your toes. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Drop down to your knees. Press your big toes together to touch. Widen your knees out to the width of your mat. Sink your hips down to your heels. Take just a moment to rest here in child's pose. Continue to focus on deep breaths in and deep breaths out. Every inhale, feel your belly expand down onto your thighs. Every exhale, sink your hips down a little bit further. Your next inhale, press up to a tabletop position. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your palms. Drop your left knee down. Inhale, crescent moon, reach your arms up overhead and breathe here in this stretch. You can keep your arms overhead or interlace your palms around your front leg. Feel the stretch along your left hip flexor as you press your hips forward. Now inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Drop your right arm down toward the ground, and on your exhale, slowly side body stretch toward the right. Feeling a stretch all along your left side body and into your left hip. Maybe your right fingers touch the ground, maybe they don't. Now inhale, rise back up to center. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your right foot. Toe heel your right foot out to the edge of your mat. Take another moment to sink into this. You can drop down to your forearms if your body allows it. Maybe roll over onto the knife edge of your front foot, just like we were doing in horizon lunge. Option to stay here, option to go for the quad stretch. So for the quad stretch, move this way so you can see. For the quad stretch, reach your right arm forward and then back. Bend your left leg so you can reach for your left toes. And then pull your left heel toward your left glute. So feel how this, here, Sam, take your right hand. There you go. So your chest is opening up toward the right side. This stretch is coming from your left hip and your left quad. If you have the quad stretch, slowly drop it down. Place your palms back on the ground. Press your back knee up off of the ground for an active runner's lunge. Exhale, high plank. Step your right foot back to meet your left. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and down. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot between your palms. Drop your right knee down to the ground. Inhale, crescent moon. Reach your arms up overhead. Option again to keep your arms here. Option to interlace your hands around your front thighs. Very gently rock forward and back. Feel the stretch along your right hip flexor. Now inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, drop your left arm toward the ground and gentle side body stretch toward the left. Feel this stretch your entire right side, so all through your rib cage. Feel the stretch in your intercostals, that's little muscles between your ribs. All through your side abs and all the way down into your right hip. Inhale, reach your arms back up to center. Exhale, runner's lunge. Plant your palms on the inside of your left foot. Toe heel your left foot out to the edge of your mat. Option to drop down to your forearms. This side might feel a little different. That's totally fine. Option again to go for the quad stretch. If you did so on the other side, for the quad stretch, reach your left arm forward, up, and back. And then bend your right knee, grab for your right foot, and then pull your right heel directly toward your right glute. So avoid pulling your right heel toward your left side. You want to pull it directly toward your right glute. Slowly drop your right leg down if you have the quad stretch. Press your palms into the ground. Reactivate your back knee away from the ground. Step your left leg back to meet your right for a high plank. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. Inhale, keep your right leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your right foot between your hands. Same transition here. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Reach your left knee up in line with your hip. Good, now on this side, exhale, dancer's pose. Drop your left elbow into your left side body. kick your heel back up to your glute. Grab for the inner arch of your left foot. So that looks like your inner eye of your elbow faces outward. Good. And so from here, you can stay here with your knees together. If you want to go into full dancer, hinge your torso forward and kick your back foot into your back hand as hard as you can. So your hips are open, your quad is open. So kick as hard as you can into your back hand. Your body is ready for this. Now inhale, slowly rise back up. Inhale, mountain, reach your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge down. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten your spine. Exhale, high to low plank. Step your feet back, flow through whichever variation you choose. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, low lunge. Step your foot between your palms, ground down through your left heel. Inhale, one-legged mountain. Press yourself up, right knee in line with your right hip. Exhale, dancer's pose on the right. Drop your right elbow into your right side body. Kick your right heel into your right glute. Grab for the big toe side of your foot, so the inner arch of your foot. Again, you can stay here if you want to take it further. On your next exhale, hinge your torso forward, kick into your backhand. Reach your left arm up toward the ceiling as much as you can. Maintain just a micro bend in your left knee. And square your hips down toward the ground. Now inhale, slowly rise back up, mountain pose, both arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up and back. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Draw your right knee toward your right wrist and plant your shin down on the ground. Flex your right toes toward the wall in front of you. It's okay if your shin isn't parallel with the top of your mat. It's totally fine. Just keep your right toes pointed in front of you. It's no option to stay here and pigeon. If you have the flexibility in your left hip flexors and your left quad, you can begin to bend your left knee. I'll move sideways so you can see me on this side. So if you have this flexibility in your left hip and your left quad, bend your left leg and grab with your left hand. You're going to grab for your back foot. Good. So from here, if you have really enough flexibility, you can pull your left foot into like your elbow and really press your heel toward your back. It's called mermaid pose. If you have mermaid, slowly drop your leg back down. And then press into your hands. And exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up and back. Inhale, keep your left leg high. Exhale, half pigeon. Draw your left knee toward your left wrist. Plant your shin on the ground. Extend your right leg straight back behind you and flex your left toes to the wall in front of you. So again, you can stay right here in this nice hip opener. If you'd like to go for a little bit more of a quad and hip opener, you can go for a mermaid on this side. So on this side, you'll take your right arm, bend your right leg and grab for your foot. Kind of pull your foot toward your back. If you have the flexibility, you can kind of pull your foot into your elbow crease. If you're in mermaid, slowly lower your right leg down. Press into your palms and then press all the way back to downward facing dog. Lifting your hips up and back. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, come down to a seat. Shift over onto one side. Lift your, or extend your left leg out in front of you. Place the sole of your right foot on your inner left thigh. Take a breath in. Exhale, one-legged seated forward fold. Grab for your right, or grab for your left, either shin or foot or toes, whatever is accessible. Hinge your entire torso over your left leg. Inhale, rise back up. Switch out your sides, extend your right leg long. Press the sole of your left foot on your inner right thigh. Flex your right toes up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in. Exhale, one-legged seated forward fold. Once again, grab for whatever is accessible, whether that be your shin or your foot or your toes. Keep your left sit bone grounded down. Inhale, rise back up. Lower all the way down to your back. Lift your right knee up into your right armpit. Squeeze your leg in as tight as you can. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your right leg over to the left side of your body. Goal post your arms or tee out your arms. Option to drop your gaze over your right shoulder. And return your legs to center. Hug your left knee up into your left armpit. Extend your right leg long. Inhale, give your leg another squeeze. Exhale, supine twist. Draw your left leg over to the right side. Again, tee out or goal post your arms. Press both shoulder blades into the ground beneath you. Maybe with each exhale, your body just naturally falls a little bit deeper into this twist. Draw your legs back to center. Draw your knees in toward your chest. Wrap your forearms around your shins. Roll into one tiny little ball. Lift your forehead up to your knees. Compress every muscle to every bone. Take a breath in. Exhale, Shavasana. Let your arms and legs go long. Take whatever shape feels comfortable here. Doesn't need to look like anything in particular. Relax your legs down into the ground beneath you. Place your hands wherever's comfortable. Return to a natural state of breath. Release your tongue from the roof of your mouth. And release any tension from the muscles in your face. Just enjoy a couple moments of rest, completely relaxed down to the ground. can stay here as long as you'd like. If you'd like to be guided out, begin to bring life back to your fingers, back to your toes. Roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists. Take a nice long body stretch. Reach your arms up overhead, arch your low back off the ground. Draw your knees in toward your chest, then roll onto whichever side you like. Using your bicep as a pillow for fetal pose. Press yourself up to a tall seat. Come to a nice comfortable seat, nice tall spine. You can place your hands on your knees and your lap together over heart center. You can soften your gaze or flutter your eyes closed. We'll finish with one breath together. Exhale out any air in your lungs for the moment. Now your deepest breath yet. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Fill up your belly. Feel it draw all the way up to your chest. Now hold in your breath at the top. Open mouth, exhale, sigh out your air. Lift your thumbs to your third eye center, the space between your eyebrows on your forehead. The light in me honors the light in all of you. Bow forward. Namaste. Okay, thanks.